Hey guys, this is RJ and this is
Chloe.
And today we are going to be making a fresh strawberry cake. Strawberries were on sale at our grocery store this week, so we loaded up on them. So we're looking for different recipes, and this strawberry cake just sort of jumped out at us, so that's what we're going to make today. My very first hint, well, obviously we found this recipe on the internet. Print it out. It is so much easier if you're not having to mess with your phone, your hands are dirty, you're trying to scroll up and down, it just becomes a real big mess. Just print it out, doesn't take but just a minute, and trust me, it'll save yourself a lot of time. Okay, so the very first thing that we have to do is preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Chloe? Okay, while she's doing that, the instructions say to butter 3 9-inch cake pans and then dust them with flour. Now we have discovered this amazing new product. It's Pan Happy Baking. What this does, whenever you spray it in, it actually has the flour and the butter in it complete already. So all you have to do is do one little coat all the way around it, and you're completely set. Set that aside for me, and I'll do the other two. So we're just going to spray all 3 of them. There's 2. And another little bonus, this stuff smells amazing. You can just smell it, and it's just like, it smells like baking, so that's just an extra bonus. Alright, the next instructions say to sift the cake flour into a medium mixing bowl. Okay, I'll be honest, we don't have cake flour. So basically the biggest difference between cake flour and regular flour is the protein content, which in turn makes the gluten. The cake flour is about 8% protein and regular flour is about 10 to 11% protein. So there's an easy way to do this. For every cup of flour, so Chloe, get us one, just over here, get us 1 level cup. A little bit more. We got to take it all the way to the top. Okay, perfect. All right, we got 1 level cup of flour here. What we're going to do, we're going to take out 2 tablespoons, put it back into the bag, and we're going to replace those 2 tablespoons with 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Level this back out, make sure we still have a full cup. Alright, so that's 1, and we need 3 cups, so we've got to do that 2 more times. Alright, now we have 3 cups of cake flour. Alright, now to that we're going to add 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And baking powder has this nice little metal ring right here on the top. The reason for that, whenever you go in and scoop it, you can level it off right there on the top. So whenever you add it in, you're all set. Now the instructions say to, let's see here, where are we? We're supposed to sift this into another pan. Now, while we do have a sifter, I don't like using a sifter. There are times that it's absolutely necessary, but for the most part, all sifting that you're trying to do is get air into the flour. So I've discovered it works just as well. A little colander. Put this in. Add this. And Chloe, you want to shake that down around?
Yeah.
This basically does the exact same thing as a sifter does, but it's a little bit easier. It's a little bit faster, and it still adds air to the flour, and that's the primary thing we want to do. Now you may notice that the ingredients actually call for us to add salt also. Well, unfortunately, we don't have unsalted butter also. So the option for that, for every half cup of butter, you remove 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So the recipe calls for 1 cup of butter, so we're omitting 1/2 teaspoon of salt, which is all that the recipe calls for. So that's why we didn't add any salt to it. So mixed up really well together, all that flour, that cornstarch, and that baking powder. You can sort of look at it. The texture is a little bit lighter and airier. That's what you're looking for. All right, step 2. First thing it says to do is to whip together the butter and sugar until pale and fluffy. Now your butter's supposed to be softened. Guess what I don't have a lot of? That's time. I don't have time to set my butter out ahead of time. I guess I could. The thing is, I just don't remember to do it. So what I discovered, you can actually soften your butter in the microwave. It's real easy. Just put your sticks in the microwave. Start it for, I always put it on for about a minute. Now every 10 seconds, you're going to want to stop it and rotate them a quarter turn. And you're sort of going to check them every time to make sure and see if they're softened yet. All right, that's 10 seconds. Still pretty hard. You give it a quarter turn. 10 more seconds going here. Chloe, you're doing a great job. Clean as you go. That's always a nice tip also. All right, so that's 20 seconds total, and I can already tell we're actually pretty soft already. I think that's actually going to get us just fine. You can see when you actually try to squeeze the butter now, how it squeezes nice and easily. So that is ready. So we are adding 1 cup of butter. Chloe, you want to open the others and add the butter for me? Let's see here. 1 3/4 cup sugar. So I'll start getting the sugar ready. That's 1 cup. I can throw those in the trash for me. 1 cup. Now, one other quick little tip, whenever you're measuring dry ingredients, you want to use a measuring device like this. Whenever you're measuring liquid ingredients, that's whenever you want to use one that has a handle with a spout on it. So we're going to lock this here into place. Start it slow first. If you start it too high, a lot of times it'll just all explode out. So start it nice and slow until it starts to get mixed up. Then we can go ahead and crank it on up. All right. It says whip it together until sugar is pale and fluffy. We're just going to let that go for a minute. Now, Chloe, do you want to go ahead and separate 2 large egg yolks for me? So you can actually use it in this pan that we've got here. We're not there in the extra dishes. Always a plus.
Separate the whites from the yolks.
Separate the whites from the yolks. That's correct.
Okay, where do I put the yolks?
We're going to put the yolks in the actual mix. Okay? So this is still mixing up. Nice. Watch Chloe here. Chloe is actually pretty good at separating eggs. She's been doing this for quite a while. We'll just go back and forth there. One thing you will want to do on this is every now and then sort of stop it, press down on the sides of it, make sure that you don't have any, it starts to rise up the sides there. Go ahead and add that first egg yolk in there, Chloe. That'd be just great. Perfect. Get me one more. In addition to the 2 egg yolks, we're also going to have 3 whole eggs. You save the egg whites. You can use the egg whites for egg white omelets. You can use them for breakfast the next day. There's a lot of different things that you can do with them. Okay, that's fine. There's our 2 egg yolks. All right.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
second full egg. If you're not comfortable cracking the egg directly in the bowl because you're afraid of shells, that's totally fine. Just break it into another bowl first. But I've been doing this for a while and I'm fairly confident. I say that and watch, this will be the one time that eggshell gets into it. Alright, so we're going to stop that for a second, sort of scrape down the sides. Can you set that bowl over to the side of me, Chloe? Why don't you set it behind us here?
Yeah. I'll center it here.
Perfect. Alright. So, let's see here. Where are we? Mix the eggs one at a time, adding in vanilla. So let's go ahead and add in our vanilla, which it calls for 2 teaspoons. You want to do it, Chloe? All right, here's our 1 teaspoon. So we're going to add 2 of them. Good job. One. Good. All right.
Wow, I'm surprised you didn't spill that.
You did good. All right. All right. So next thing we need to do, we need to get our flour mixture ready, which here it is right here. And then we're going to alternate with our milk. And it calls for 1 1/4 cup milk.
1 1/4. Wow.
Should have had this already out. All right, so 1 1/4 cup milk. So we're going to alternate. So we've got to put a little bit. We're going to put 1/3 of our flour mixture in first. We're going to let that mix up. Hold on. See, that's why you have to always start it off on slow. It'll jump out if you're not careful. Okay, now whenever you add the milk, you're going to only add half of it. Okay? Yep. Pour it in. I'll tell you when. Keep going. Keep going. Doing great. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. And stop. Okay? Let that mix up there. Now, it doesn't matter if you use whole milk, 2% milk. I just wouldn't recommend using skim milk. Okay, we're going to stop this for a second. Add in more flour. And mix. Alright, now before we add that, we're going to scrape down the sides again. Okay. Alright, go ahead and add in the rest of that milk. All of it. Start it nice and slow so it doesn't splash out.
That looks too liquidy. This was going back and forth, didn't it?
Now we're going to add in the rest of the flour.
I took that off.
Now we're going to turn it off so it doesn't go flying everywhere.
That should make it even. Did you crack that mold?
No, we already had. We were
Oh.
cracking it.
That scared me.
Alright. Want to mix this until it's just mixed together. You don't want to overwork it too much because then the gluten builds up and will make your cake tough. So mix it until it's just mixed together.
Oh, I don't see it.
We're going to scrape down the sides one last time here.
I hate the nose.
Do you? The scraping of the spoon on the bowl? That's funny. Alright, one last little mix just for good measure. Alright, that looks awesome. Beautiful. We're going to scrape this off so we get every last little bit of this wonderful cake mixture in here.
Do you think it tastes good?
What'd you try to find out? Like, don't mind if I do. What do you think?
I'm going to lick this.
That is one of the bonuses of helping cook. You get to flip the bowls clean. All right, so what we're going to do now is evenly divide our cake amongst our three. Try to get everything out of the way here. All right, set that aside for me. All right, so we got our 3 pans. We did. Hopefully enough for 3 beautiful cakes.
So it's going to be 3 layers?
It is. 3-layer cake with cream and strawberries between every layer.
Yum.
That sounds glorious. All right, you want to start shaking those around and even them out a little bit?
Oh, yeah, but
These cakes will rise up, but not just a whole lot, so you want to... Sorry. Do the next one. Let's see what we got. Sort of take a spoon and sort of spread it around. There's what he's doing right there. By tapping it like that, it gets all the air bubbles out of it also. You don't want air bubbles in your cake. What do you think, Chloe? Does that look pretty even to you?
pretty even.
All right. So these are going to go in our preheated oven. And they are going to cook about 25 to 30 minutes, or until you insert a toothpick into it and it comes out clear. So we're going to put all 3 of these cakes in at the same time.
Oh, it's not a lot of time for 3 at once. Maybe because it's so thin.
All right, set our timer for 25 minutes. All right, so we're gonna let these cook. Whenever they come out of the oven, we'll come back and we'll start our frosting. Our cakes have baked 25 minutes. They came out, tested them with the toothpick, came out clear. They've been sitting in the pans for about 5 minutes now, so we're ready to try to flip them. First thing you need to do, just take a knife, run it around the edges. Sort of loosen it up a little bit, sort of shake it around. Chloe, if you'll hand me that. Now you need to let these cool on a wire rack for about 25 minutes. Easiest way to do it, put the wire rack on here, flip it over. Beautiful. One little bitty piece sort of stuck, not that big a deal, sometimes that happens. Now one thing is, we don't have 3 wire racks, so we can't lay them all out. This is the oven rack out of our oven. So what we're going to do is going to transfer this little beauty onto that. We're going to go to our second one.
Can I put this up?
You sure may. Chloe, would you like to do the honors?
Yeah. I gotta put this on top.
There you go. And flip a doodle. Let's see what that one looks like. Beautiful. All right.
Perfect.
That's number 2. Hey, you did better than me. I'm going to let you do this third one since you did so much.
That one looks kind of weird on top of it.
Yeah, this one didn't quite bake evenly. It'll be all right though. We'll make it work. Bet it still tastes good. All right, give it a little tap. Oh, slight little problem with it, but you know what? Overall, I think it's going to be just fine. So we're going to let these sit for about another 20-25 minutes. Let them cool completely. They have to be absolutely cool before we frost them. So we'll be back.
Can we put it in the fridge?
Okay guys, since the cakes are cooling, we're going to go ahead and start cutting up our strawberries. So we've already washed these. First thing you need to do is take the core out of them. So what we're going to do is just pull off the little green part at the top. Now this is a very nice secret. I used to get a little knife and try to go down in there and cut them out. Take a straw. Doesn't matter what type of straw you got. Push it right down on the top of the core. And guess what? It perfectly cores the strawberry for you.
You can eat it.
So after you get them cored,
Oh, man, it's not
you're going to
very
take it, chop it up. Now you're going to want these pretty small, less than 1/2 of an inch piece. So we're going to sit here and dice them up. Chloe, you want to try coring the next strawberry?
Yeah. This one's no.
Why don't you show her your monster strawberry?
Ooh. Look how big this strawberry is.
Chloe found a monster strawberry mixed in with the rest of them, so she was pretty excited about that.
Amazing.
So we're going to keep on chopping these up. We need 1.5 pounds of fresh strawberries, and we're going to chop these up and we'll come back. All right, guys, well, we've got our strawberries chopped up here. Our cakes are just about cooled, so we're going to go ahead and start the best part of the cake, which is the icing. All right. Okay, first thing it says to do, we get our stand mixer. You have to put the whisk attachment on. We're going to take 3 cups heavy whipping cream. Give it a good shake before you pour it out. This should be exactly 2 cups. All right, pour that in for the flow.
Alrighty. Ew.
We need 1 more cup.
Can I put it?
Sure.
All of it?
Nope, we're just looking for the 1 cup mark. Pour it until I say stop. Go ahead. Go, and stop. Perfect.
A little over.
All right, pour that in.
Alright.
All right. Put this bad boy down. We're going to turn it on and start it slow, like always. Crank it up. We're going to mix this until soft peaks form. All right, so soft peaks basically is whenever you pull it out, you can look at the top and the peaks will sort of come up and then they'll just sort of fall over. They won't stand up straight on their own.
How do you do this?
So let's actually measure into one of these measuring cups right here. Okay, this is, yes, this is exactly 1/3 cup. A little bit easier to, right there.
Now.
All right, add a 1/3 cup.
Dropped it in there.
Good job. Now we're going to mix this until stiff peaks form. Which it doesn't take too long.
It smells like butter, but there's no butter in it.
No, there's not. Alright, so stiff peaks, whenever you pull the mixer out or put the back of a spoon on it and raise it up, it stands up on its own. So that's exactly what we're looking for right there. Alright. Now we need to scrape this into another bowl.
So many bowls are being made. Alrighty, it kind of looks like whipped cream.
It does. That's pretty much exactly what you made is whipped cream. Okay, let's spoon this over here.
Can we taste?
You can taste it. It's not going to taste just really great right now because there's just a little bit of powdered sugar in it. Okay, so we're just going to set this aside.
Kind of reminds me of eggnog.
Now we're going to take the paddle attachment, put it on, and we are going to add the cream cheese, and we're going to beat it until it is smooth and fluffy. Now this cream cheese has been sitting out since we first started, so it's already softened. So if you want to, you can absolutely soften it in the microwave. One big important thing, you have to take it out of this metal little container that it's in.
Don't put that in there.
If you put that in the microwave, it will make very pretty blue sparks or flames, but it will potentially ruin your microwave forever, so probably don't want to do that.
Maybe even your house. Never
Yeah, might burn your entire house down, so probably don't want to do
Never
that. Gonna add that.
Well,
Slap that around. And let that get nice and fluffy. And then to that, we're going to add the remaining 2/3 cup of powdered sugar. One-third.
are we gonna add this to that?
We are.
Yeah, because that doesn't have much flavor.
Correct. And then also we're going to go ahead and add the vanilla at this time. So we need a 1/2 teaspoon vanilla. Oh, you want to open that for me?
Sure.
Pour this in here. Excellent. Now start it off on low so that powdered sugar doesn't fly out everywhere. So at this time, if you want, you can add a little bit of red food coloring to give it a little bit of a pinker hue, which I think Chloe wants, correct? Give it a couple drops in there. Here you go, give it a little squeeze. Alright, you can add as much as you want. The more that you add, the more color there'll be to it, obviously. What do you think about that color there? Now it's going to be a little bit lighter once we add our whipped topping, but I think that looks...
I like it, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to take a second, and like always, just scrape down the sides.
Kind of looks like slime.
A little bit, a little bit.
Trying to get it done.
Alright, so now to this, we're going to add the strawberries.
Where's everything like that?
This is our pound and a half of strawberries that we've already washed and diced. You don't want this to mix up very much at all because you don't want it to smash your strawberries all up. So strawberries are in.
It looks like a lot of strawberries.
It does look like a lot of
So,
strawberries.
since we're going to add it to that, it won't be too many.
Exactly. So this is what we have right now.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to take this and we're going to gently fold it in. You don't want to do it stir it too much. You want to keep it nice and fluffy. That's sort of the whole goal.
I feel like I've tasted it before. I don't know what it is. Strawberries with cream or...
Yeah, so basically just a strawberry and cream. Alright.
Smoothie or
So
strawberry?
we're going to take this and just very gently sort of pull from the bottom and just fold it in. Just like so.
Yeah.
Look at that color, that's beautiful.
It is a beautiful.
Pull from the bottom, fold it in.
I like how it's like a pastel pink.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably want to test the taste.
Now, food coloring doesn't really affect the taste of it, so if you want it darker than this, you can add some more food coloring. I think Chloe picked a wonderful color here myself. I think this is beautiful. Sort of reminds me of strawberries and... Alright. Alright, it is now time to frost the cake. So we've got like a little Lazy Susan here. Put a piece of parchment paper down the bottom. Your first cake, you want to put the flat side on the bottom.
Is there
It's alright if it's a little bit uneven. We're going to level it all out here in just a minute. Take you a nice big dollop of this gorgeous stuff here. Spread it around. Alright, spread it.
That's about all I can do.
This is going to be beautiful between the layers of this cake. I can't wait to cut this thing open. A lot of people will trim off the brown around the edges. It doesn't bother me. I kind of like that extra little bit of texture. It makes it a little bit crunchy around the edges. It's completely up to you. If you want to cut it off, you're more than welcome to. We're going to leave it on today though. This makes a lot of frosting, so don't hesitate to put a generous amount between each layer.
Not like that much, so don't put like a monstrous amount.
All right. Layer our next one right on top of that.
Did you break it?
Nope.
Oh, you didn't break it. I thought you like cracked it in half.
Nope. We're good to go.
Scared
Generous little. Go ahead.
me.
Oh, careful, don't slide it off. There you
Kind of
go.
looks like a burger cake right now.
Doing great, Chloe.
Just sprayed it out.
And if you don't have a rubber spatula, a spoon will work just as well. But
Yeah.
we have one, and that's what it's supposed to be for, so that's what we're
It's
using.
my spatula.
This is Chloe's spatula. Chloe's getting all of her own little kitchen gadgets. So this is one of her first ones. Want to get all the way to the very edge, so whenever you cut that cake. Yep.
And it's okay if it loses out when you put the next one on.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. All right, so we got a nice, generous layer here of frosting. Now the last one, what you want to do is you want to put what's actually the bottom part of the cake on top. That way it's nice and level.
Smooth.
Smooth, right on the top.
So oozy.
Another nice, generous.
I think this is one of the tallest cakes that we've made.
This is a very tall cake,
It really is.
but I bet this is going to be absolutely
That
delicious.
pecan cake that we made for your birthday.
That
Yeah,
is
this is
Italian cream
probably-
cheesecake.
This is
No, that was Italian cream cheesecake that we made for my birthday.
that pecan stuffy. That was good, but it wasn't as big as this.
Now, this is a very, very large
Very
cake.
tall.
Tall cake, which is kind of cool. Kind of like it.
Like our
Alright.
crab one was that.
So we
big.
got all 3 layers there.
Yeah, our crab one was actually a lot smaller than I thought.
It was. We made a fondant cake for our first time here a couple of weeks ago, and it was a lot of fun. We learned a lot of stuff along the way, and next time I think we'll be better. But
Yeah.
you know, everybody's going to
Also-
start somewhere. So
It took about 5 hours.
it took a very long time, but it turned out really cute. I was really impressed with it.
Can you still see it on Facebook?
No, but I will post a picture of our crab cake in the comments of this one. So everybody who's curious as to what that looked like, we'll post some pictures on that.
It's not that big, so don't think it's big.
It's all right. That's what we have that parchment paper down there for. So if you make a little bit of a mess, it doesn't really hurt anything.
There was a top of a strawberry. I was wondering what was wet on the floor.
So we are just about done here. Go around one last time, cover up any little spots that we see that didn't quite get filled in.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
See a spot?
Some cake.
Okay, don't want to see any cake.
Mm.
You are correct. Good job.
There was a hole, but there wasn't cake in it.
All right.
Mm.
What do you think, Coconut? You think that just about does it?
It's beautiful.
That looks pretty beautiful.
Hey, we've been gone for a long time.
So, what you do to finish it off, we're going to take some of our fresh strawberries that we set aside.
Mm. Not monster.
Chloe still has monsters set aside. We've already washed these. So we're going to
These are
take a
not-
couple of these. We're going to put one. Let's find the prettiest one,
No.
Chloe. Which one's the prettiest?
Where are we gonna put monster?
We're not going to put monster on there.
Yes, we are.
Alright, so we're going to stick one
Mm.
right there,
It's not as
smack
pretty as
dab
the
in the
monster.
middle. And then, do you think we should cut some and put it around the edges or not?
I think we should put monster in the middle.
get our cutting board back over here.
Ridiculous.
Peel the top
How
off.
could you not resist
Just gonna sort
this?
of cut these into quarters.
The lobster still gets to go on the cake somewhere.
I'm just gonna sort of layer some of these around the edges like this. Isn't that pretty?
It's like a flower.
Yeah, it is.
Like they're in the middle, almost these. Lobster sure does smell good. You are going to.
Layer that there. One more over here. What do you think? Think it looks good?
Beautiful.
All right, and there you have it. This is your beautiful, fresh strawberry cake. Shall we cut a piece to see what it looks like on the inside?
I feel like we shouldn't.
You feel like we should? I feel like we should. Grab a plate. Grab a plate. Grab a plate, quick.
You ruined it.
This is the best part. What are you talking about? Now this cake you're probably going to want to store in the refrigerator because of that whipped topping. It won't set out very well, so you're definitely going to want to keep this in the refrigerator. And we're trying. All right, look at that. Those layers are absolutely beautiful in there. Chloe,
Now get to eat it.
I'll let you do the honors.
This is the best part. Eating
Take a big old bite. Tell me what you think.
it.
Is that pretty good? Let me try that here. See what we got. Mmm. That is so good. It's almost like a strawberry shortcake, but it's a little bit denser than the angel food cake, but that cake is so sweet. And those fresh strawberries, they just pop in it. So, thank y'all for watching. Be sure to comment and leave us comments on what you think, how we did. If you make it yourself, take a picture of it, comment. We'd love to see that. Watch our other videos, and thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.